Hello students, myself Dr. C.R. Chaugule, Head Department of English, Gopal Krishna Gokhale College, Kolhapur. This lecture is for the students of BA3 Special English. Name of the paper number 9 is English Drama for the semester 5th. Module 2nd for this paper is Tragedy as a Form. Tragedy is an important form of Western drama. It creates a mood that emphasizes the serious intention. There may or may not be some moments of comic relief. In a tragedy, the hero always caught in tragic flaw that faces disaster and usually death. This presentation raises questions about the meaning of existence, the nature of fate, morality, and social or philosophical and psychological relationships. There are references of Greek dramas performed as early as 17th century BC. The dramas were in the form of choral performances which included dancing and singing at the festivals of Dionysus, the Greek god of wine and fertility. Drama contests were organized from 534 BC. The most important period of ancient Greek drama was the 15th century BC. Tragedies were performed in festivals which lasted for several days as part of annual religious and civic celebrations. The best tragedies got prizes in various forms, including goats. The word tragedy is derived from the Greek word tragodia, which means goat song. Tragedy was usually poetic and philosophic. These tragedies were based on myths. Usually, the main character struggled against hostile forces but faced defeat, and the tragedy usually ended with his death. The tragedies were performed in the form of episodes separated by choral odes wherein the chorus danced to music in leftward, rightward, and central movements. The actors wore masks to indicate the nature of the character. Achilles, Sophocles, and Euripides were eminent Greek tragedians. Usually, these playwrights wrote triangles, that is, the group of three plays. Oresteia of Achilles, Oedipus Rex of Sophocles, and Medea of Euripides are three important Greek tragedies. From the 3rd century BC, Greek drama declined. Tragedy was introduced in Rome by Livius Andronicus in 240 BC. But today, only the tragedy of Seneca survive. In Rome, tragedy was less popular than comedy. Seneca's plays were very effective in the Renaissance period. Later on, Western dramatists borrowed a number of techniques from Seneca, like division into 5 acts, elaborate flowery language, the theme of revenge, magic, ghosts, etc. Then drama in England is an independent development according to Nicole, but it passed through similar stages as did the Greek drama. Initially, dramas were in the form of mystery and miracle plays in England. Later on came the morality plays. Finally, drama proper emerged in England in the 16th century. The first English tragedy was Gorboduc, written by Thomas Norton and Thomas Sackville. Drama flourished in England from 1580 to 1642. William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616, one of the greatest English dramatists, belongs to Elizabethan and Jacobean period. Thomas Kidd, Christopher Marlowe paved the way for Shakespeare, Webster, etc. Let us now see the definition of tragedy as given by Aristotle. Tragedy is an imitation of action that is serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. In language embellished with each kind of artistic ornament, the several kinds being found in separate parts of the play, in the form of action, not of narrative, through pity and fear, effecting a proper catharsis of these emotions. The above definition sums up two main aspects, that is, the nature of tragedy and the function of tragedy. This definition tells us that tragedy, like any form of the arts, is an imitation, but it is an imitation of an action which is of serious nature and has a certain magnitude and is complete. Let us know the constitutes of tragedy. First, plot, important constituent. Plot is more than a sequence of events. This insignificant is omitted and the significant is retained and forcefully conveyed to us by the use of realistic dialogue and action on the stage. According to Aristotle, plot is the soul of the tragedy. There are two types of plot, that is, simple and complex plots. In a simple plot, the action proceeds as a continuous whole and the change in fortune of the protagonist, which takes place without reversal of situation or discovery. But a complex plot is one in which the change is accompanied by a reversal of situation. Then next, characters. The agents that carry forward the plot are called characters. Characterization is an important constituent of the play after the plot. Aristotle called it ethos, a set of moral qualities. We assess characters on the basis of what they say and do, and what others' characters say about him. We understand them in the real sense when we create and relate them to the broader theme of the play. Aristotle concept and modern concept of the characters are two different things. Aristotle, who belongs to the classical tradition, regarded community. But today, a character is seen as the center, which called protagonist or hero. Then third, diction. It means the expression of the meaning in words. It is the exchange of words between characters in the tragedy, commonly known as dialogue. It carries the action forward in the form of verse or prose and holds a mirror up to what the dramatist attempts to express. It unfolds the relationship between characters. Soliloquies and asides also form an important part of dramatic speech and help in understanding of characters. Then last characteristic, that is the chorus. It is the important main characteristic. It was an important constituent of the Greek drama and consists of 50 persons. It has an interpretative function and is in fact a communicator and commentators. In a Greek tragedy, this body of persons formed as it were moving, dancing, singing together and continually interrupting the dialogues and the process of the action. It also served the purpose of a narrator or a commentator. The action that happens off the stage, especially acts of violence, war, etc., are narrated by the chorus. Let us know the conclusion. The characters it depicts, the action and fortunes of persons with whom it acquaints us, possess a typical and universal value. Tragedy reveals to us the causes and effects of human suffering. Pity and fear are related to the larger aspects of human destiny and become universally significant emotions. Thanks for listening me carefully and attentively. Thank you.